Friday morning, August the 20th, 2021. We are glad to be live and loud and proud with you guys this morning for episode number 69 of Just Talking Life. Presented by your friends.
Here we are, Elite Realty Group.
Got the shirt on today. Glad to be with you all this morning. We have got a great show today.
I feel like we do.
I think we got a good one today that you guys are really going to enjoy and totally 100% be able to participate and knock this one out of the park today.
Yeah, this would be a great audience participation.
I was going to say, audience participation is going to be very, very key today to this show, as we are going to be talking about, all right, what that it is that could be holding us back to totally be the person that we want to be.
Yeah.
Getting to that place.
We've all got things.
I think every one of us do. And so we're going to be talking about that today. It's literally just going to be totally 100% off the cuff here today, going with what we can just talk. We're just talking today. As the show says, Just Talking Life. This is episode number 69. We're glad that you guys are here with us Friday morning. Again, been a long week, it seems like, for maybe some people.
We've had the rain, man.
We've had a lot of rain here. So again, we're just slowing down today talking. We're going to slow down today and talk with you guys again about life. That's what the show is. However, we could not talk life whatsoever if they did not show up and do what they do every time.
This is true.
Like, it really is amazing to me that every time we do this stuff, that we go live, that
we got people watching.
The nation shows up.
It amazes me.
They hang out with us. Right. They show up. You do the things that we need you to do, and I cannot express our appreciation enough for what they do.
Yeah, they help us out, man, big time, because they're the ones that hook us up by liking the video, sharing the video, inviting people to the video. So again, like today, I can't invite nobody. It won't let me invite nobody. So we need you guys. That's where you guys. So Facebook has just been mad at us. Let's just be honest. Facebook has been mad at us for about 3 weeks. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say they've been after us for a little while.
I think they have. So you guys can hook us up by sharing the video, because it won't let me share it to nobody. I don't know if it's because I'm live or whatever, but so if you'll share the video, that will help us to get seen by a whole lot more people.
Yeah.
Likes are good. Those loves are good. Any kind of faces you want to put, we don't care. Just put it on there, because Facebook then realizes this is a real video. People's interacting with it.
Here. This is real.
Do something with the video. Share it would be great. Share it on your page. Share it on in groups, and then invite people to come watch with us. John Thornton says good morning over here on mine.
Good morning, John Thornton. Glad that you were here with us, my man. Glad John's here. I'm going to see if I can get to any comments here. This is what we're going to be talking about today, y'all. Like, it's really good stuff, I think. But I think all of us probably have these desires in our life to be just the best of whatever it is that we are to be. You know what I mean? I think everybody wants to be that.
Sure.
And so, but there's also times, with that being said, there are times that it's hard for us to muster up confidence and ability and everything else that comes to it for us to be that person. So we're going to be talking today, and literally we're just going to be talking, so we need you guys to kind of help us out and participate in the show.
Yeah.
But we're going to be kind of talking between ourselves. There's going to be a lot of opinionation we're opinionated people, but we're really going to be able to throw out some today. I think it's going to be good. But we're going to be talking about what is kind of holding us back. What do we think is holding us back from being the person that we want to be? Now, again, all of us, we're diverse. We have a lot of different backgrounds. We have a lot of different things that we are involved in. It's just a lot of stuff that we're all in and out and doing different things. So what that's going to look like for a lot of us is different. You know what I mean? I don't think there's like a blanket we can throw over. This is not going to be one of those step 1, step 2, step 3 kind of things.
Right, exactly.
It's kind of going to just be one of those conversations that we have with each other today that says, what is it that we think is holding us back from literally being the person we want to be? Being that person that you say, I think if you ask everybody, they'd probably say, would you like to be more happy? Would you like to have more peace? Would you like to be able to be more productive in things that you're doing in life? I think a lot of people would raise their hand and say, hey, that's me. Sign me up for that.
Right.
I would like to do that. But so many people right now, this is what I was thinking when I was thinking about this show this morning. Like, this is going to be a real, just raw, and really in your face thought, but it's where my mind went this morning when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about. There's a lot of people right now, man, that feels like they are just stuck.
For sure.
I mean, just stuck. Feel like that we're literally on the hamster wheel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are just constantly just churning, just going around. Life is running in a circle. We seem like we get a little bit of good news, and then we go get bad news, and then this happens, and then that's happened. And what that's doing to us as people is it's making us literally not be able to be that person that we can be. So many people right now are saying, man, I just want to be happy. Mm-hmm. I just want to have a little bit of peace in my life. I just want those things to literally be something that's there for me. But they're like, I don't know what's up. I don't even know why it's happening. So you and I today are just going to literally have a conversation of what we think. All right. And so maybe even let's give some tips here if we can when we go for it. But what's holding us back from being the person that we need to be? Now, here's where we're going to throw this out. Okay. This is where you guys really help us today. What are some things that you all think that's maybe in your life that's part of what's going on in your world? Okay, because I said again, we're all diverse. There's a lot of different things happening in our lives. But what is it that you think is there that's that obstacle for you?
So we're asking you to be honest.
That's holding you back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be real honest about this.
We're asking you to be honest.
We're coming with it today. That's what the show is called, Just Talking Life, okay? Episode 69, we've got on here and talked about this 69 times, but we're looking at it and saying, what is holding us back from being the person that we need to be? People right now, man, feel stuck.
They do.
I mean, they do. And you know where they're stuck at? They're stuck in a pretty crappy place. I'm just going to be honest with you about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are stuck in a really crappy place in their life, in their thoughts, in their pattern, and what they do every day, in their brain. It's all there.
They're stuck right here.
True.
Because again, I don't care what you say. I can argue this.
I can go with it.
That you're not in a bad place.
No.
Physically.
Well, could be, could not. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'd argue with you.
I'd
argue with you.
I agree totally with you, but they could be going through some things.
You might not like where you're at.
That's true. That's true.
You might not like where you're at. But again, you got where you can do something about it.
Well, that's where I think we need to go with it today, because maybe a little bit of encouragement comes from us today.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We want to encourage you, but we've got to, I think, realize some of those things also. So start putting it in there. Let's be raw and be real today. Your all's conversation participation with us this morning is really going to help us out with it. But here we go with this. What's holding you back from being the person that you want to be? So we said we're going to give our opinions. We're going to be raw. We're going to go with this and see what we need to do. Who do we need to shout out this morning, man, though, before we get started? Let's shout some people out today.
I'm trying to get
Go with it.
So it looks like Siobhan says good morning.
Good morning.
Cody and Ashley said happy Friday.
Happy
Norma Jean
Friday.
said good morning. Nicole says hey. Mitchell says good morning. Jan says good morning. Dustin Miller says hey. Amy says good morning from South Carolina.
Good morning.
Tamara says good morning all.
Good morning.
Grandma
good morning,
Rose
good morning.
says hi. Looks like she might be back out of the Facebook jail.
Hello, Grandma Rose.
Siobhan told me she's been put in jail.
Been in jail.
They was really wanting to come to our thing, but
That could be holding you back, man.
yeah, their health won't let them travel. So
Sure.
that's for sure holding them back.
No doubt. That's what I meant with physical. That's where I was going when you went off on that.
But I was talking about like.
That's where I was going with
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, that's true.
That's where I was going.
Cody and Ashley says money and time. I love where I'm at. I'm almost where I want to be completely for my goals. So close after last year's big move, but I need to grow my business, which takes more money and time. I just need to be more disciplined with my money. I have plenty.
Sure. You know what I'm saying? We got to look at that. And so what they're talking about, for y'all don't know, like, what's that big answer? We've asked you today to tell us what are some things or a thing that you feel is holding you back. You know what I'm saying? From being the person that you want to be. That's what we're asking you to hang out with us and talk about with us today. What is that that's holding you back from being that person that you literally want to be in your life? So let's go with it.
Kim says good morning.
Good morning, Kim. We're going to go with this today. What do you think, man? Go with something that you think that's not only maybe something that's holding you, but maybe you see, because you're like me, we talk to a whole lot of people in the business we're in the things that we do outside of this business. Just again, trying to be the best positive piece of light that we can be in this place that we're in. What are some things that you think? What's something you think?
I think the biggest thing that holds everybody back, okay? Talking about me too.
I'm with you.
But
this is us too,
This
right?
is us
This
too,
is us
yeah.
too.
But I'm just thinking about what I think everybody, and this goes back, I think, a long, long ways. But it's just that your fear of failure,
right?
Okay, I think that's major, man.
Sure.
That because you're afraid to kind of put yourself out there, so to say. You know
agree.
what I mean? And again, I'm going back. I'm saying this goes back all the way to when you was kids trying to get you a girlfriend.
Right.
You're just scared of that rejection.
Sure.
But you're afraid that what you're trying to do ain't necessarily going to that you're going to be good at it. You know what I mean? So you kind of say, well, I mean, I probably shouldn't do that because I can't do that.
It. Right.
I can't do that.
Right.
So we let that thought that you can't hold us back so much because just that we're scared to try because we don't a lot of times we don't want for ourselves. We don't want ourselves to see ourselves fail, even though there's a good chance we might not fail.
Right.
Because we're just limiting ourselves. But again, we don't want other people to see us fail because then we're afraid, I mean, old Dave tried that.
Right.
Old Dave tried to do this and he couldn't do it. So, yeah, he thought he could do everything. So,
Sure.
A lot of times we let that fear of failure, that's a big one to me. I think fear of failure to hold us back.
You're really making my brain turn this morning because I'm going to go back and say, and I think we all can relate to what I'm getting ready to say, but when you go back to, you said it goes way back.
It does.
Because I think you can go back to probably a lot of us could look at this and say that the younger times or our younger days in our lives, that we didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, go back to your younger days, dude. I mean, like, for real, think about it. You did so many, I mean, everything you did, it was for the first time. You know what I mean? You stepped out of that box that you had that thought that you could really do anything a lot of times. You know what I mean? I'm going way back.
But we lose that as we become
Adults. Where I'm going. But I'm saying
we lose that.
Riding a bicycle and doing this and being those. But you wrecked, you crashed, but you got back up from that.
Yeah.
You did fail. Think of the times in your life that you failed.
Right.
But you have been able to overcome it.
Yeah.
Think of the first time, man. I got a cool story, okay? I mean, I'm not going to. But I'm saying there's times.
Come on, man. You can't start the people in on that.
But I'm saying, like, there's times that I can see examples of my own life, of things that I've did, whether it be cooking, whether it be trying to do what I do now as a real estate broker, a father. I had no idea how to be a father, and I still don't.
Just had to do the best you can.
But I had to do the best I can. But you know what I'm saying? It was there, and you was either going to sink or swim.
Right.
At that point. But it's those places, I think, that we get to in our life where it really becomes a real thing for us, and we are afraid to fail. But could we not, for a moment, allow ourselves in our minds to go back to those moments and those places when we did have that zeal and that vigor about us, that we used failure to learn from it? Because I think that's the only way we're going to be able to get to where it is that we want to go, is we can learn from the failures that we have in our life. We can use those to be stepping stones to get to where it is what we need to be. Because again, I've said this on this show, I've said this on many shows, I've said it on a lot of places that we talk, and to a lot of people that we've talked, is doing the same thing over and over and thinking that there's anything going to change is a definition of insanity. We've gave that so many times. And so if you're at a place where you're thinking, man, I could do so much more, I feel stuck. I'm just in this place where I really don't want to be. And you're sitting there thinking, well, what's holding me back? And you identify that it's fear. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be a really cool thing to let our minds go to a minute today to say, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
Right.
What would you change?
What would you
do differently today if you knew there's no way I can fail at this?
That's a good thought, man.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way I can fail. I bet you there would be some things we did differently. Oh. I bet you there would be some thoughts that we would do differently. The thing I think we've got to get to and we've got to look at is say, life itself, that's what we're talking today, life, it's uncertain.
Right.
You know, you don't know everything before you start. No. You don't know what the end result's going to be. Now you have your ideas and you have your I wishes and you have these things, but the uncertainty of life is always going to be there. Don't be afraid, y'all, to take a little bit of risk today. Right. To try to push yourself to be better, to try to push yourself to do more, to try to push yourself to get to those places that you could be, because the alternative of that is for us to sit around and say, what if? You know what I'm saying? What if? What is holding me back? Well, and not be able to identify those. I think before you can ever get better or change anything, you first must identify the problem.
No doubt. And I think, again...
This is raw and unfiltered today.
I think I even said this maybe even this past Monday, or I know I've said it before, but, you've heard that thing that guy says, you don't want to be in your old elderly years and have to live with regret, because that's something that you can't ever do nothing about, is living with what you did not do. We got some people saying some great stuff.
Well, give it to us, man. That's what I was going to say. While you're filtering through that, here's what we're talking about today. For those of you that just joined us, this is Just Talking Life, episode 69, presented by your friends at Elite Realty Group. Here's what we're talking about. We're asking you the question today. What is it? What's holding you back from being the person that you really want to be? And that can be in your job, that can be in your family, that can be in your spiritual life, that can be in a lot of different areas. But what is it that's holding you back? Can you identify that? Can you talk with us about that today? We're talking with you about that. Dave said what he thinks. I'll give my opinion in a minute. But Dave said he thinks one of the things is fear of failure, and I think you're right on that. Give us some comments, what people say.
I'm looking over here on mine first. John says time management is definitely a big thing for him.
I totally agree.
Charlie Groom says, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Ben Cantwell said, fear. That's false evidence that appears real.
Ben's all over it. You know what I'm saying? It really is.
I like that. Let me go over here to...
But man, fear can grip. It can literally just put a stronghold on your life and keep you from being what you really could be, because you're just scared to move on.
Fear is a good thing at some point.
Well, you need to have, I think, a little bit.
Have a little bit.
I think you can't go reckless.
Right, but you can't let the fear of the unknown stop you from doing the unknown at all. Because, well, I'll tell you a comment here.
Would you agree, while you're looking for that comment, that fear and recklessness is a little bit different?
Well, I think they're a lot different.
You can totally be reckless.
I think they're a lot different
because you say, "I have no fear."
Yeah,
but that could be recklessness too.
Yes.
I don't think you need to be goofy, stupid.
No. No.
Go with a comment.
Let me see here. Let me see.
Give it to us, man. You're struggling over here today.
Let's see. I don't know. Okay.
Just read one, man. We got to have something come out of your mouth here at this point. Come on.
I'm trying to.
You're having a lot of fear coming over you right now.
Okay, Dad said uncertainty.
We got him through, y'all.
Uncertainty of the outcome. We want to know the results before we even try.
I agree.
Amy said, I hold back because of trust. Trusting is hard, but I want to trust him the most.
That's a great point.
Cody and Ashley said, fears also used to be what held me back, but I learned last year, face your fears and it brings you to beautiful places. So now I always go head first in them, knowing that.
I agree.
My most recent fear is conquering to become Melody's Girl Scout leader. She said, pray
That's stepping out of the box, ain't it?
Yeah, Michelle Spriggs says, good morning, have a good day.
Good morning, Michelle from Ohio.
Norma Jean says, I was taught to fall forward to success.
I'm with
So
you.
to me, that means you will fall a lot, but you got to keep going.
Truth.
Right here it says, Cody and Ashley, get off of it. Sometimes you just got to jump. You typically regret the things you didn't do.
I'm with you.
Other than not the things that you did do. That's true. So a lot of times you're going to do stuff sometimes
right.
You're going to mess up and you might regret it, but you know what? There's a good chance you learn a lesson during that process of what you messed up on.
That's what I was going to say.
There was a lesson that come along with it. But not doing it, not giving yourself the chance, not giving yourself the opportunity, that's something that you can't never go back. And a lot of times you see people for the rest of their life. This is just true. You see people for the rest of their life trying to get back to that point where they had that opportunity again.
Sure.
Another opportunity comes along like that.
Sure.
I said sometimes, so many times that we put ourselves in these situations and the opportunity is all around us, but we're so scared, we're so nervous to take that step to try it that we let that opportunity go, but yet we want to sit back and complain and say, man, I tell you what, if I ever had the chance to,
right,
if I ever could, it was around you a lot.
Sure.
You never would take that step.
I'm with you on that. But I think that one of the things that we could say, what's holding us back from being the person we want to be, I think it would be really good for us all to understand, and we're adults, and I think we could see this and say this. Life, man, is your greatest teacher. You know what I'm saying? Life is will teach you what you need to know. If you will just pay attention to what's going on, it will teach you what you need to know. It will teach you that, yes, you will fail, but it's through our failure and through our fears that we can be. And what Ben said, false evidence that appears real. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to be that thing that hurts us. It could be the greatest step we ever take in our life by overcoming a fear of something that we have, to be able to be literally the best person that we can be. This is episode 69 of Just Talking Life, presented by your friends at
Lead Realty Group. Dad says not having confidence in yourself can hold you back more than anything. I can't should become I can. Greg Harrison, I thought this was great. Greg says, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Greg.
A lot of times
West Virginia.
A lot of times it's the company that you surround yourself in that's holding you back. And at times you may not even know it.
That is so true.
And then, one more thing.
That
John
is so
says,
true.
FOMO, fear of missing out, is a real thing in this fast-paced world.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you 100%. Great comments. Y'all are knocking it out of the park right now, okay?
Yeah.
Y'all are totally knocking it out of the park. Here's what we're talking about. Weigh in with us. So these things that you're putting in the box, all right, are there things you guys are doing to try to overcome those?
Yeah, how do you overcome
How are you overcoming those?
Because Greg's right. A lot of times it's what's holding us back is what's around us. What do we do about it?
Sure.
A lot of times you hear people, we're just going to go with this for a minute, but a lot of times you hear people say, I'm in this situation, and I can't get myself out of it. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
A lot of times, because that's a big one, man. I mean, that holds a lot of people back is your company.
I'm with you.
You know, so the company that surrounds you. So, hey, you got legs, man. Walk yourself right on out of that situation.
I'm going to go back to this.
But we don't realize it.
True. I'm with you. I'm going to go back to this because we've asked them. What are you guys doing to overcome that thing that we're talking about today? What's holding you back? What's holding you back from being the person that you want to be? How are you getting past that? Or are you stuck?
Or you're stuck there, yeah.
I'm going to go with this one, what you said about the fear. You know, I think fear of failure that we have in our life. Overcoming that is you got to be okay with taking some risk. Okay, you've got to be okay with taking some risk. This is how you overcome the fear of failure. You got to be okay with taking some risk. But look here, lean into it. Okay, again, don't go reckless. Lean into it. Lean into the uncertainty that's out there. You do have a little bit of fear. It's okay. That's okay. You got to be okay with taking a little bit of risk to get past that, but lean into it. Don't jump off the cliff recklessly. Okay, I have a fear of jumping off a cliff and falling to the bottom. If I ever jump off a cliff, I hope I have got a parachute on to slow my fall as I go down.
Right.
Lean into it, y'all. Lean into those uncertainties that you have in your life. We're glad that you guys are with us today. Episode 69, Just Talking Life. I'm going to go with mine.
I got to tell you another.
Go with it, man.
So Kim says over here on mine, she says, judgment from others is something I have struggled to overcome. You gotta learn to be confident in yourself.
I agree with this, and that's where I'm going. She just took what I said and what I was going to say. Mine is, I think one of the things again that holds me, it holds people back from being the person that you want to be, is lack of confidence.
Yes.
Lack of confidence that you can do it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Lack of confidence in whatever I'm getting ready to tackle. Or whatever it is that I'm wanting to do. Yeah. I just think you have a confidence that you can't do it. You know what I mean? Right. Well, I can't. The attitude of I can't, it totally never could do anything. And you have to look at that and see that. But there comes a point in time where you do have to have a little confidence in yourself that you can overcome. You can get to that place that you want to be. That fear that, going back to what you said, confidence holds a lot of people back because you know what we do is we do what Kim said. We start comparing and we start worried about what other people think.
We're worried about what other people
think. We're worried about what other people think versus what we know we can do, what we can't do But there's just a literal confidence factor. I think you said it was Cody or Ashley, or maybe probably Ashley said earlier, being the Girl Scout troop leader, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're talking about stepping outside your comfort zone and really pushing. But there's a confidence that you have to have in yourself that I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I can. There's a difference also between confidence and cockiness. You know what I'm saying? Being overconfident in things that you have and you want to be and you can do. But literally just have a little bit of confidence in yourself. Don't be afraid to be bold.
Right.
Don't be afraid to believe in yourself. I'm going back again, man, on the bicycle. You had a confidence you could get on that thing and pedal the hound out of it and get to where you needed to go. You know what I mean? You had that confidence you could do it. And you know what you did? You got on there and pedaled like crazy. And eventually you probably rode the bike.
Yeah.
Some of you may not be able to because you lost confidence.
You gave up?
You gave up and you lost confidence in yourself of what you could and what you could do and what you couldn't do. You lost your confidence in that.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that? Don't be afraid to be bold with it.
You know, sometimes it's talking about trying. It seems like we're talking about trying stuff here. We're trying to step out of our comfort zone a little bit, so to say. But a lot of times we say we're going to. Okay, I'm gonna have more confidence. My computer just died.
That's all right.
We say we're going to have more confidence in ourselves, and we give it that half-hearted effort because we're trying to prove to ourselves.
Right.
That really all we're wanting to do is we're wanting to prove to ourselves that we don't have that confidence. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because we don't put our best effort into it, and we go into it half doing it with the mindset that we are going to fail, and we do fail.
True.
And so now we've tried it. We say we've tried it,
right.
But we've not really gave it our all. But we've thrown it out there like we're going to, and then we fail at it, and so that gives us a reason to not do it no more.
Right.
Not really. It's where we got to be real with ourselves. A lot of times, again, speaking a lot to me, I say I'm going to do something, say I'm going to try, but I go into it just kind of half doing it, and then when it don't work out, it was, I knew I couldn't do it anyways. But I gave it my best. You didn't really give it your best.
Sure.
A lot of times, that's just, again, speaking to me, but that's what happens a lot of times.
When you lose confidence, you lose a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you lose confidence in yourself, and honestly, a lot of people have just lost confidence in themselves. Mm-hmm. They've lost confidence in yourself. Look, y'all, it's just a real story. I believe what I'm getting ready to say, and I tell people this all the time. I don't think that if we will just believe in ourselves and have a little bit of confidence, I honestly don't think there's nothing that anybody that sets their mind to it and believes they can do it, I do not think there is nothing that people cannot do.
I think so.
But I think what's holding us back from being that person we want to be is we just lack the confidence to do it.
Right.
We just lack the confidence to do it. I said the other night, I'm not a person who, does a lot of things with I'm not a carpentry kind of person. I'm not a fix-it kind of person. Although my mindset is fix it, I'm a fix-it believer. But I don't think I can do it. So what do? I don't do it.
Right.
And it probably keeps me from being the very best version of myself that I totally 100% can be.
Well, a lot of times when you hear those people, okay, because we've got a buddy and he's in the carpenter business.
Sure.
So, but you hear those people and you talk to those people and you say, man, how did you ever figure out how to do that?
How did you do that?
And you know what their answer is? Just about everybody, I don't care what profession that they're in.
Right.
When you ask them, how'd you get in that? I just done it.
I just took off.
Yeah, that's what he said about car. I just done it, man.
Right.
Just kept trial and error.
Exactly.
But we tried one time.
I know.
Didn't work.
Sure.
Can't do it.
Mom says hang around people that encourage and motivate you. Stay away from negativity. I believe that 100%. Because a lot of other people will make you even believe more, not in yourself.
Yeah.
You'll lose it all. You know what I'm saying, in them. What else you got? What do you think's holding people back? Let's go. We've been 30 minutes now, but let's go 2 more quick. So you give one more, I'll give one more.
Let's see.
Pick one out of there. Pull it out there.
I'm going to say that you don't feel worthy enough. Okay.
You don't deserve it.
You're undeserving.
Yeah.
You are undeserving of whatever it is. But I think a lot of times we don't feel like we're good enough.
Right.
We're not worthy enough.
Sure.
We're not deserving enough. We're all of those things, but we just don't feel like we. Well, a lot of times, I can't even remember where we said this, but something about we was talking about a while back that a lot of times we don't let good stuff come to us because we just don't feel like, we almost feel, it kind of goes back to, again, we don't want to feel like we're we're showing off or whatever,
Sure.
but we just don't feel like we should be getting that kind of recognition because
Right.
you know there's more to the story or whatever. But sometimes we just let ourselves not feel good enough.
I agree 100%. And you actually lose a sense of your own value when you do that.
You do.
Like you're not valuing yourself enough.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what I was trying to say. We don't give ourselves that good value.
That's right.
We are worth it.
You are worthy to get
yeah,
to where you want to
you
go.
are, you are.
But we feel like we're unworthy to do that, to be able to be that. A lot of people won't do things and be the person that you can be because you feel that I'm unworthy to be the person that does that.
Right.
Going back to the Girl Scout leader there. Hey, a lot of people feel like, hey, I'm not worthy to lead little kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worthy to be the example. I've got so many faults and failures and mistakes and
Right.
all that stuff. Well, you know what? You're probably the person they need to be heard from so you can tell them what you did where you've messed up so that they won't.
That's true.
What a great leader of people.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? What a great thing to be able to look at. But that, again, is that coming back to going on the fear of failure and having some confidence in yourself that you can do it.
Right.
You can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think what we are to share, times like we're having today, conversations more with each other, because these mistakes that I've made and literally just fell face first, man,
Right.
that it would probably be a great idea for me to pass that info along to somebody else
So you don't do the same.
so that my people that's around me didn't do the same thing. And I try as a father to do that to my children. I try as a person in business. I try as a brother. I try as a...
why don't we do that?
Because we feel like that it's bad. We feel like the fear, I'm going to go back to fear of being found out that I failed
That's what I was going to say.
is, oh, I can't tell them that I didn't do good.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? I can't tell somebody that I didn't accomplish that.
Right.
And what does that do? It keeps us from being the person that we want to be. Would you rather today, here's a great would you rather question, but would you rather help somebody or hurt somebody?
Right. Because I was going to say, not only is that now holding you
I
back.
could talk all day about
Listen,
this.
now
I'm with you.
that you've just opened up a big can of worms.
I'm with you.
Now we've realized that we could not only be holding ourselves back, but we could be hurting other people.
True.
Because of our
True.
lack of confidence or whatever, but that could now be affecting other people around us that need this stuff from you.
And there's just something about it. I think this is lost in our world today. This is lost. I might get in bad trouble, but I'm going here, okay?
Shoot it, buddy.
It's
But
lost.
they don't like us anyway.
It's lost today that it is okay to help somebody else out. It's lost.
It is.
It's a lost art. You know what I'm saying? That and we don't do it because we think that it makes us look bad. Especially if we have to say, look, man, I've messed up and done that before.
Mm-hmm.
You have found out that I'm not this person that I'm putting on, that I do have faults and I have made mistakes.
That we're real people.
That we're real people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We've lost that because we have quit being real.
Yeah, right.
And it's okay to be real.
Yeah.
It's okay to be real. It's okay to say those kind of things. Here's the last one and we got to go. Got a meeting at 9. But here's the last one. I'll take this one. Last one is, I think, that keeps me. This is one that keeps me, and it probably keeps a lot of people. We're talking today to you about episode 69, Just Talking Life. We're talking about what is keeping us from being the person that we want to be. Last one is just literally our inability or our lack of taking action. Just doing it.
Right.
Just doing
Right.
it. Don't worry about fear. Don't worry about confidence. Don't worry about being found out. Don't worry about feeling unworthy. Just the fear of saying, I am going to do this.
Right.
I don't care who likes it. I don't care who's cheering me on. I don't care who thinks I can or who thinks I can't. It's just literally the inability to do it.
Yeah.
We sit around and it's I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda, must've. All that stuff, we just sit back and wish and hope instead of getting up and saying, watch me go.
Yeah.
Here I go.
Yeah.
I may be scared to death of what I'm getting ready to do.
I might mess up.
I might mess up and the world laugh at me.
It might not work the first
I
time.
don't feel as confident that I'm going to be able to do it. and I'm unworthy to be doing what I'm getting ready to start to do. But we allow that and we just sit and wait for our lives to get better. And it don't happen.
It don't happen.
There comes a point in time, and we end the day with this. That all of these thoughts that you've written down today, all of these things that you've thought, whether you've wrote it in the box and told us about it or not, I hope we've stirred your mind up, okay? I hope we've stirred your mind up today just a little bit. There comes a point in time. You've got to just go do it.
Got to.
You got to take action.
You got to quit making the excuses.
Know this going into it. It all probably won't happen for you today.
Ain't going to.
You may fall today. It may be not good today, but you got to continue to take action.
Right.
You've got to start moving in the direction that you think this thing's got to go. Okay? You got to be the force behind it. You got to be the cheerleader behind it. You got to be the believer behind it. You say, well, that's hard to do. Absolutely, it's hard to do.
Time.
If it was easy to do, we would all be exactly where we wanted to be, doing what we would want to do, acting the way we want to act in our lives, but we're not there. So it's got to be real.
It's true.
We got to be real. But there comes that point where you got to say, look, I got to take some action toward it. And if you start taking action, little victories will start happening, first of all. Do you know taking action's a victory? Just saying today,
right.
I'm going to start, that's a victory, but you do have to start.
You do have to.
That's a victory, okay? And at the end of the day, little victories will start doing some of these things. A little bit of that fear. Mm-hmm. You know why we don't go into dark rooms? Because we're scared of what's in there. But a lot of times when we go in and we say there's a light switch on the wall and we flip it on, there's nothing in there for us to even be scared of. We got to flip the light switch on today.
Right.
That's what we got to do. Then when we get in there, we got a little bit of confidence. Say, well, I walked through that door.
Right.
I got in that door, and somehow I'm able to see. Now we breathe a little bit of confidence. We get in the room and we feel like, well, hey, it's okay for me to be here. And we start feeling the worthiness about it.
Right.
We start seeing those things. We start seeing all that. And then action, confidence begins to grow, and confidence breeds confidence. What we've talked to you guys about today is literally what's holding us back. Mm-hmm. What's holding us back from being the person that we want to be? It could be fear, it could be confidence, it could be fear of being found out, it could be we feel unworthy, and it could be fear that just an inability to take action. It could be one of those, it could be all of those.
We'll say there's a good chance for all of them.
That all of that's
it's
there.
All of them. I mean,
that all of
true.
That's there. There is no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. Well, they're saying on here, hope to see everybody tomorrow. I think Nicole's trying to tell us, shut up and get off here. But anyways, this has been a good one.
More comments here. Go back
This
up.
has been a good one. Dad says, so you think I have a chance? The Dumb and Dumber movie. That is right. Tamara said, this is for me today, guys. Thank you. No, Tamara, it's for me, but it's for probably you too. Thank you for tuning in and being with us today. Dad says, you have to just start. Many times confidence comes with time and just doing it. That's absolutely great, man. That's absolutely great. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, hanging out with us, commenting, participating. That's what we want out of this show, Just Talking Life, where we just sit here and we talk life with you guys. We appreciate everything you've done for us. What Nicole's talking about, don't forget tomorrow evening, Cherokee Park, 5 to 8 p.m. is our customer fan client appreciation day. Food starts at 5. We've promoted this for a month or two now. You know what's coming. Be there. That's all I'm going to say to you. Be there. We hope y'all have a great weekend. Lots of things happening around. Have a great weekend. Be confident. Man, go out and be the person this weekend that you know you can be. Don't let anything else, don't let anybody tell you can't. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Take a little bit of action and go do it. We will see you guys. We will see you all right? Monday morning at 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wild. A little bit of motivation coming to you on Monday morning. Until we see you then, be safe, be blessed. Go out and take action. See you guys Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend.